Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on some tools for dulcimer players, and in particular a chord chart for hammered dulcimer players. We've almost got it done. The last piece, I think, well, we'll see what we do, but I know we want to support multiple different hammered dulcimer tuning charts. I went through a bunch of the tuning charts, and there's enough similarity across them that we just had to change the sizes. So I thought that might be at least a little interesting. Okay, so I've modified layout a bit, and I found the ones we're going to do, I bet we could do a 1312 as well. But anyway, 1616, 1514, 1211, 98. And then I put where those start and where they end. So they're all using the same set of notes. It's just some of them have subsets of the others. Let's see, 3, 6, 9. This is also end 9, 8. And I think a 1312 is relatively common. I've never seen any 10 things, I don't think. Let's see if I have one in here. I saved a bunch of charts. That looks like the 1616. 13. That's a small one. 6, 9, 12, 13. Am I counting that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, yeah, let's try this one. Does he fit the pattern? Okay. So E6, A5. Well, how about down here? G sharp 4, C sharp 4. Okay. A, D, B, E, C sharp, F sharp, D, G. Let's go up to C6, F5, D6, G5. Oh, that's got a different note on top. I don't know if, unfortunately, I don't know where that chart is from. Well, let's try searching for it explicitly. I'd like to find ones I know the names of. Okay, this one is 1312 tuning chart. Okay. So he starts G sharp, C sharp, and he works up to C, D, E, C, F, D, G, and he also has E, A. Then on the bass side, it starts at G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A sharp is B flat, C, D sharp. Okay, so that one's, the bass is similar. Okay, there's a Rick Thumb dulcimer. I know him. So instead of the D sharp, G sharp, we have an E, A. Okay, I think we can make it work. It may take a little tweaking. All right, but I think well, let's see. so this defines quite a bit. With the two bridges, 9836. This is also N98. Okay, and this part's the same, except I just made this use that constant set of bridges. Okay, so I think what I want to do, I wanted to find something that takes a set of bridges. Well, yeah, an array of bridges, and I'm going to give you the sizes like 1616 or 1514, and then an offset. So 1616, the offset's going to be, its size is 1616, and the offset is 0, and it gets all these notes. If it's 12 12, 11. The offset is 1. And it's only going to take 12 notes on this bridge and 11 on that one. Okay. But I guess I need 2 offsets because the different... Yeah, they might have different offsets. Okay, so let's define... Well, the other thing is, I don't think layout is the right word for this. It's the best I had, but I think tuning chart might be a better word. I mean, all these things I'm looking at say tuning chart. Okay, so we'll start with that. Bridges is fine. Let's rename this. I guess charts. Okay, and then layout view is really tuning chart view. And this is really chart. That might be okay. I don't know, he's wimpy. Let's change it. Bridge layout. Okay, that's probably fine. Let's do a build like this and let it find them. Okay, there it goes. Okay, run the test for real. All right. And we don't really have a tuning chart test. Up until now, it's been nothing. but let's add one. Okay. And then I guess what I wanted to find, well, I've lost, oh, there's tuning chart. Okay. Let's pull these over and close these. So really I want to say that the make well, this one doesn't need any padding. What make takes base values, maybe uses. Okay. And we're gonna let sud equals tuning chart. I don't think I want that to be on. I think that's going to be a static function. Let's try it this way. Tuning chart dot make. Let's do the easiest one, which is 1616. Treble offset is 0 and the base offset is 0. It's not the sut. Let's just call it a chart. And then we expect chart dot bridge. I thought we had bridges. The first is it pitch? I'm not sure what the type of this first is. Well, bridges is a bridge. I guess dot pairs dot first. Pairs dot first dot name. Left dot name. Should be that. So 1 should be the first base note. Surprised it's not wanting me to do a question mark here. Left, okay. So the treble, this also ends 1616, should be this. And the base should be that. Okay. We don't have make. Let me count. Okay. Let's just return tuning chart of empty with no bridges. Ha. Okay, good. Those should have failed because there's nothing in there to get to the bridge from. Okay, so instead, let's take, excuse me, let's take our bridges. I'm going to call this base. The other base. Okay, so let's say, well, let treble equals base of 0 dot pairs. And then can I do this? Yeah, that's kind of what I want. I don't know why I put the spaces in there. I think that's unusual. Okay. Yes, I did. Okay. What do I have to do to get a... Do I have to say array? Oh, bridge. Right. Do I have to say name or anything like that? Yes. Okay, good. So let's replace, I don't know, this maybe looks better down here. So this chart should be make (1616) base treble offset 0, base offset 0. Okay. Let's run that. So what we should see is our 1616 dulcimer, which we haven't really looked at, but it should show a 1616 dulcimer, not mess up. Okay, that looks like a 1616. It's got the D sharp, G sharp, and it starts on that D sharp G3. Both sides match up because it's equal sized. All right. Okay, next. Now, if they're different sizes, if you recall, we had the vertical line there, but we didn't start the horizontal line until. So if it was 15, 14, we have 15 here. And the 14 starts here with a vertical line, but no horizontal line. I'm not married to the vertical line, but I think it's just easier to have it, and it's okay. All right, so let's make sure that it should fill in nil values for ones where they're different sizes. When the base is shorter. And so let's make let's just make it short. Okay, so let's make a 3, 2. Do I want to worry about offsets? I don't think I do. Okay, so if you make a 3, 2, the first pair on the left is D sharp. The first pair on the left here is it should be nil. Okay. And then bridge 0 last. Well, he's only 3, so let's go get his last should be C6. And the last on the base should be C5. Okay. Okay, good. Well, I think what we're going to do is the base has got to be a little fancier. Base dot appending. Let's say, is it array repeating? And then we need a pair. We don't actually have one of those, but we'll create one with nils. All right, and how many of these do we want? Well, it's treble count minus base count. And now that sort of builds in some assumptions, but I think they're true assumptions. If it's 13, 12, then 13 minus 12 is one empty pair at the front, and then these. Now, note pair has no. Okay, how do you? Is it just append contents of? And I think I bet we don't need that array there anymore. Well, frankly, all the charts I looked at had the the bass and the treble lined up on the bottom. So that's kind of what I mean. It's assuming things. However, expectation failed. So the pair on the treble, it should have got the first three. What did it get? C6. Oh, it got F5. See if my counting's off. No. 1, 2, 3. Now the bass one was right. F5. 3 is the treble. Pairs dot first. Starts D sharp 6, goes to C6. One, two, three. Okay. Have I got it off by 1 or something here? Bass sub 0 dot pairs of treble offset. To treble offset plus count. So 0 to up to but not including 3. So 0 to 2. Okay. Well, we'll stop and take a look. As I can see, I'm there. All right, those look fine. Let's take a peek at bass. Is he gonna? Yeah. Okay, print bass sub 0. It's big. Bad access. And I don't see the issue. Zero, 2, but not including 3. Okay. Now, what is wrong with bass? Bass sub 0 dot pairs. Bass sub 0 is the bridge. These are the pairs. 0, 1, 2. I don't see what's going wrong. If I just, yeah, I didn't give it that. Okay. Oh, did I do the right instead of the left? First pair, yeah, the right is C, should be F5. Yeah. Okay, bad assertion. We haven't really tested the offsets yet, but I think I've used them the right way so far. So we'll do something like this with offsets. Okay, let's give it 2. 2. Maybe 3. Let's offset them by different amounts just to make sure that's okay. So 3 things starting at offset 2 and 2 things starting at offset 3. Let's make it 4 just so everybody's got a different thing to work with, at least not the same ones there. Okay. 3 offset 2. So 2, that should be C6, B5, C6 and D5 for the treble. C6 and D5. And then for the bass with an offset 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Bass 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is G4 for his first note. And he's going to pull 2, G4, F4. Oh. This should be F4. Pairs dot left dot name, bridge 1 pair left. So his first one should be G4. His last one should be F4. Actually, his first one's going to be nil, isn't it? Let's make them the same size. I kind of felt like I tested that up there. Okay. Now this I think will pass. If I've done all the offsets correctly, but I'm pretty sure we were consistent on that. Apparently not. Okay. Expectation failed. The bridge is 0. That's the treble. The last pair is D5. Oh. The first is C6, and he's got 3. It should be E5. Oh, sorry, we were offset. Offset 2, take 3 items. 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, D5. Oh, good. Okay. D5 is what I got there. Now this one, The bass last left should be E4. G4, that sounds kind of right. G4, F4, E4. Did I say left? Yes. Oh. Why do I write C5 when I want E4? Okay. Make sure that's good again. So offset 3, bass offset, count of 3, bass offset of 4 on the bass. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. E4. E4. Okay. Once again, my counting is bad. Okay, well, I think we can start making dulcimers now. All right, let's get this. Okay, so I think we should just go on lower, smaller size, 9, 8, treble offset, bass offset. Okay, so 9, 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bass offset is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I don't know. These are somewhat arbitrary numbers. 4. All right. Well, we'll do the ones we can. Okay. 9. The next biggest is 12, 11. Zero starts at 1 and 1. Fifteen, 14. Are those ones as well? Yep. And I think that's the 4 we have. 12, 1, 9, 8. Okay, let's run it with that. Now this one is off, but let's try these others. Okay, so this is E6A5. Whoops. And I think he's 15, 14. D6, G5, no. Oh, that's the odd one. Okay, that's 13, 12. Here's a 9, 8. A, D, G, C, F sharp, B, E, A, D, G, C sharp, F sharp, B, E, A, D, G sharp, C sharp. Good. G, F, I guess to go this way. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so the 9, 8 is good. All right. This is, I think, is our 1514. Nope. Oh, that's our 1616 maybe. D sharp, G sharp, D, G, C. Well, let's go this way. D sharp, D, C, B, A. Oh, I got to count this way. G sharp, A. Oh. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, okay. Can't do that. All right. This is the 1616 chromatic. All right. D sharp, G sharp on top, then D, G. Everything else kind of the same, down to D sharp, G sharp. And on the bass, D sharp, C goes down to A. So that one's good. Okay, so we need to find a 1211. Actually, let's look at 1514 because we did a lot of that one. And I believe I have it in here. Yeah. Okay, so DG on the top, D sharp, G sharp on the bottom. DG on the top, D sharp, G sharp, and then the bass from D3 to C5. Yes. Okay, so that's 1514. What did I decide this one was? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and then the 1211. Well, let's put this in here and get one specifically. Oh, some of these have the breakout for the 1211. Is that? Here's one. D, G, C, F down to G sharp, C sharp, and the bass goes from G up to, well, this one goes to C. That's an option. So yeah, you can see there's different variations. Well, we're going with this one. We'll see what anybody does. That's one of the reasons I need feedback. Okay, so the 4 we have are fine. The only one that's funny is that 1312, and he needs a different scheme because he's kind of like the 1514. Well, he's like it to some extent, but he's got a different first note than the 1616. So E6 A5, but 1616 has D sharp G sharp. Okay, so I'm gonna be a little ad hoc for that one. Well, what's the bass situation? He ends with D5. He goes C5, D5. Okay. So, yeah. I think what I want to do is provide a make function that takes an initial treble and bass set of notes, and then we'll do E6 A5 plus the existing thing for a 12, and then D5 plus the existing thing for this. It's going to be messier. I don't think I have a good way out unless I make a different bass. Or I could define a plus. Maybe that would be worth it. Like bridge plus bridge. And do that. let's do that. Then I could pass a nil and a D5 and an E6 and whatever. I think I can balance them out. Okay, so plus is going to be take the treble bridge of the first one and append it to the treble of the second, or append the treble of the second to the treble of the first, and same for the bass. All right. That's a good way to say it, but okay, so I'm going to give, well, I'm going to have, I guess sut is going to be something. Yeah, so let's sut 1, maybe just sut, equals tuning chart dot make of let's make a 2-1 with treble offset 0 and bass offset 0. I don't think I'm going to worry about the offsets. All right. And if I say that, and then I say let chart equal tuning chart dot make, and let's make this a 3-3, and treble offset 5, bass offset 5. Okay. Now, let result actual equal sut. I'm going to say plus chart, like that. Okay, and now I expect, well, if I take actual dot bridges sub 0 dot pairs dot map equals some array. Okay, so if I map the pair to $0 dot left dot name, no. There's always a left, except sometimes he's nil. I'll map that to $0 dot left dot name else nil. Okay. And then what I'm expecting is 2 from the front of the treble offset, D sharp 6 and D6. Okay, so that's the first 2, treble offset 0. Then I need 3 from treble offset 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is G5, F sharp 5, E5. Okay, so that's the left-hand side of the base, which I trust if you get the left-right, you're going to have the right. Okay, actual dot bridges sub 1 dot pairs dot map. Okay, so this is $0 dot left dot name else nil. Get a little breathing room in here. And that should be equal to nil. And it should have... Oh, should I make this... I guess he's only going to have a nil. How can that be right? Let me look at this one again. Okay, I asked for 16. No, this one. Asked for 3, 2. The first is nil, the second is not. So I gotta have at least 2 to make this interesting. So there's 1, that should be a nil, and then 3 more values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's 5 plus 4. Okay, so I think that's actually okay. And his offset starting at 5 on the base for 3 values. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is FED. Okay, F4E4. Now, something's funny. Okay, well, that was funny, but if this is 5 and this is 4, I think 4 should really be 1 nil plus 1 value. Right, because this should come out the same. So I think we do get 1 value at base offset 0, D sharp 5. Okay, so the maximum is 2 plus 3, and then 1 plus 3 should fill in a nil, so it's 2 plus 3 as well, I think. Okay, now plus. All right, so this is a true method on the class or instance method. Function plus of other, which is a tuning chart, yields a new tuning chart. And we'll just return self for the moment and hopefully fail. See if I can break my record of making the wrong assertion every time. Okay, what did we get? We got D sharp 6, D6, right. Okay, so we only got what the left side had, which is 2, and then the right side, this one should be nil D sharp 5. Yep, good. Okay. Now, okay, so we're basically doing one of these take apart and recombine things. Let's let treble equals self dot bridges sub 0 dot append contents of self dot other 0. Maybe this is new base. Oh, bridge. Well, I think he should have his own. Okay. Yeah, let's set this one aside. And let's make a bridge test. Well, I gotta do a NoteHD. I don't know, how did I say this here? Sut and chart. Let's make it clear it's taking the name from the first one too. pairs of 0. Okay. Start out the same way. Okay, good. I guess I should have called my shot, but we don't put any pairs. We don't put a value for 1, so it blows up there. Okay, I don't know what this E is. I always get something typed there. Okay, what's to do? Well, we need to let new pairs equals self.pairs.append contents of other.pairs and return bridge name self.name and pairs new pairs. Whoops. Self.pair. No, is it appending? No. I thought there was an append. Well, so in effect, I'm making a copy that I append to, I think. Oh. Okay, let's call this. Okay, what's up? All right. Oh, that test passed, I think. Here it is, a bridge. Yeah. Okay, that one passed. The other one fails. Good. All right. So back to this. Okay, so now we want to say new treble bridge. Well, I'll leave it. Is self.bridges of 0 dot plus other dot bridges sub 0. And new base. One. Well, that's, I just want this to be name. We're going to keep the leftmost name. Okay, I guess the test could make that clear. I guess we're not worrying about that. Okay. All right, so bridges plus the other bridge is 0. Same for 1. Put those two bridges back with the name we started with. All right, I think that's okay. Oh, maybe so. Yeah, that sounds plausible. Okay, good. Make bridge and tuning chart able to add others of the same. I don't know if that's quite English, but it'll do. Thank you, and welcome. Didn't see you come in. Okay, so now I think we're set to make our 1312. So he's gonna be, let's make a like a base 1312. Okay, so static let base 1312 equal, and then he's gonna be, well, he's kind of gonna be this. So he's the note pairs, and then he's another bridge. Let's put that up here. Bridge, that, bridge, that. I guess he just needs to be I think I can make him just a tuning chart. Cannot convert value of bridge. Oh, yeah, that is a bracket. Okay. And now we're looking at this chart. He's got E6, A5, and D5 over here. So he's Well, D6, D4 is 74, D5 is 86, D6 is 98. And that's, yeah. Okay, so that's one of them. And then the second note is A5, which, well, A3 is 69, A4 is 81, add 12 is 93. Did I say 5? Okay. 5. And this is false. And I think that's all that one needs. Yeah, the L with the comma. And this one, the extra note is a D5, which is 2 lower than, oh wait, is that right? This one was supposed to be an E6. Yeah. E6 is one above this, so that's 100. And then A5, okay. And then the base, well, I think this one we want the nil on top. No, false, and D5. Okay, so I think we saw one of those. Oh no. D5 is 86. And a nil and a false. Okay. Let's call this top. All right. So now the make 1311. Well, that should be our top. So that should be this. Plus a make of a 1211. It goes to G3. So where's that in our list? G3 in the base. Okay, so that's 3, 6, 9, 11. I feel like I'm messing up something. Well, let's get these. Treble offset something. Base offset something else. Okay, so he's got D5. He's going to do C5 to G3. Okay, so base C5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, C5 is slot 1, offset 1. Okay, and now the treble. I think I should make that the same. The treble starts at D6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Okay. But he's going to have 12. Oh, we're still going to get messed up. Okay. But let's make it slightly messed up and then we'll take a look at it. Okay. And then the treble offset to get to G6. It's either 0 or 1. I guess it's 1. Okay. All right. And what's the matter? Bob treble offset express Bob treble offset base. Oh, huh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the problem is it's a lot of notes. I think it's defined for 128 for the MIDI range, and the dulcimer covers a good chunk of it. But yeah, it's getting to be a bit of a pain up there. Am I still got an error? Same indentation. Array and dictionary literal end. I don't know if it wants that. Oh, it wants that to be out. Okay, that's just a warning. Yeah, I mean, because I think it's 7 or 8 octaves times A, B, C, D, E, F, G times sharp, flat, or plane. It's a lot of possibilities, so I'm kind of hesitant to make it that, and then busting it down more. I don't know. It just seems like but I don't know. Maybe there's a way to do this better. To some extent, no user types in these names, so I don't have to worry quite as much about validating them. But no, it's just a question of how many values there are. So there's 12 times 3 times 8, so almost 300 values. So I don't think we can make an enum that's 300 values that sounds any better than what we're doing. Like that. I do think we could make some defaults on, I don't know about this nil. Maybe that could be defaulted. This could certainly be defaulted to false. But okay, here it is. So let's find our 1312. It's got an extra nil. Yeah. Okay, so E6, D6, E6, A5, D6, G5, C6, etc., down to G sharp 5. That sounds wrong. Have I misread that? G sharp 5, C sharp 4. That does sound wrong. Okay, let's keep track of that line 19 maybe being wrong. Different octave than they said. And then this one is D5, C5 down to G3, but he's got the extra nil. And how many values here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, he's kind of okay. See, he goes down one line further, so I think... Yeah, I suspect it's a copy-paste error. Let's find one of these other tuning charts. 1514. D sharp 4, G sharp 4. Does that go far enough? Where's G, C? Well, that's a 1514. Okay, C, F, B, A, D, G, F sharp 5, C sharp 5, B4, E4, A, B4, A4, G sharp 4. Okay, so that sort of sounds like all those values are messed up. Let's find that 16 again. There's a 13, 12. Is that the 16? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Here's another 13, 12. I should have kept a master copy of these things. 16, 16. Okay, let's check these others. They are also down to 4 here. So I think I've just got, yeah, copy paste error. C sharp 5, these should be B4s. C sharp 5, B4, A4, G sharp 4, F sharp 4, E4. Yeah. Okay. Now this, I think I'm going to have to append two things that are the same size. I've got to get the nil up top, and I got one, but maybe I need to catch this row too. Let's try that. So I think what I want to do is make sure that the second thing I'm adding, this one has two different lengths. So one shorter, so we stick a nil in front, but we're sticking other stuff on already. So I think I'm going to address it with this and make these both 11. Okay, so the 13, 12 top, let's give it that second note, which is D6, G5. Okay, only 3 tries. Okay, so now 13, 12. Oh, still sounds wrong. It should be 11, right? Okay, it is 11. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, now the real thing is, and I don't know how much to rely on it, and that's why I put it off, but there is a pattern to this that if you start on one of these markers, you're going whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, and then it gets crazy. You don't know what's coming next. So the top of the dulcimer gets, like this one has a couple weird notes, and it's got this extra stuff over here. I guess I wanted to do a run, not a test, but I'm glad the test passed. We're doing this more visually than directly. Okay. So E6, what are you, 15? No, you're 13, 12. 13, 12. Okay. E, A, D, G, C. No, I've got 2 of the. Oh. I've got to do one more offset here. His offset is now 2. I was trying to peel it off the front of this, but missed. 55 needs to have its step value changed. Oh, something is definitely wrong. Is D... D should be 98. 86 is 12 less. 93 should be lower, but that can't be right either. Wow. G5. Or do I have the... Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, well... This thing could verify it. In a way... Yeah, honestly, our other notes, not HD notes, but just general notes, they only need the number. They take the number or the name, and then you can generate the name from the number. So yeah, that's nicer that way. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. Okay, I think let's see. Validate this first. So E, A, D, G, C, F on down to G sharp, C sharp, and the bass, they kind of line up. D, C. Now there's variations on this too. It's supposed to be a D sharp. Yeah, people definitely go back and forth as to whether this is D or D sharp. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, flat, A sharp, C, D. Okay. Did I have another one that was a 1312? No. I don't know if this is getting me there or not. Oh, I see we're due for a break. Let's take a break, 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll come back and see if we can validate these things and go from there and then do some cleanup. Welcome back. All right. So here's the 1312. This is a 1312, E6, A5, D6, G5, C6, and so on down to G sharp 4, C sharp 4, and then D, C, and so on down to G. So yeah, this is a variation. Oh boy. I don't know I just don't know what's the common thing. If something is like 95% of the people would use a D, then I will just put out the one chart. But if it's like, well, it's kind of 2/3, 1/3 or something, that some people want the D on top and some people want the C sharp on top. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. All right. So, okay, we were happy with the 9/8. The 1312s got variations. And then this is a 1514. Yeah. Well, it's just hard to know what's going to be right. Yeah, this one we did with the C on top. Okay. 1514, D, G, C, F, etc. down to D sharp, G sharp, and then this is, well, some people use C5, some people use, so this looks kind of like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C you would expect, so the D sharp is a little wild. Yeah, I mean, it's not so much a bug, it's trying to find out, like, of all the possible dulcimer tunings, which ones will cover most of the people who would use this. And, you know, I'm okay to put out one of each of these and then have people tell me like, well, I do a 1514, but I use a C sharp and I do a D. Who uses a D sharp? You know, they're going to come back and tell me, and that's fine. I mean, this is Most people, well, if you're running around with a hammered dulcimer, the thing is, it's about, you know, large suitcase sized and probably heavier or as heavy as a suitcase. And so you're not carrying 3 or 4 of these around with you to pick the one you want. So usually you're probably picking one. You'll settle in on a tuning. If this list is 15 things, you don't care. You just want the one you use, and I can make one that's 1514 with C. Is this one C on top? Yeah, C on top, or top bass is C, top bass is D sharp, C sharp, C. I think that's very doable. If there's only one note to change, that doesn't do too bad. If it's like, well, the top 3 notes are different, then you got this, explosion of combinations. Yeah, so they are definitely, this is definitely saved as a preference. And so, if they have to go through the first time and pick out and say, well, what do I have on the top of my bass or the top of my treble? It'll be fine. I just have to know what they are, because I'm a mountain dulcimer player, which has a different look. It's only 3 strings, but there's only 5 basic ones that you see. There are people who have an odd one, that doesn't fit one of these, but 90, I don't know. Everybody I know 1 or 2 people with 1 extra fret somewhere, like a 4+ on their middle string or something. But, they know what that note is. They don't need me to tell them, probably. And it's just going to confuse, literally 99% of the people, if not 99.99%. Okay. And the variation here is what are the tunings you do? And these are ones that I've used. I mean, there may be people coming up with a couple others that I'll put in. That's getting to be a lot. And this does change more. We'll play 4 or 5 different tunings in a night, so in that sense that changes. But I think we've validated everything that at least some tuning chart supports the one we've done. And I mean, that's an explicit question I'll have to some hammer dulcimer teachers and see if they'll give me some guidance on that. But I think that's done. All right. So let's add that to our to-do, or as a done. Okay. So we did that. I don't remember what I called this session today. Wrap up. No, that was yesterday. Multiple HD tuning charts. And we did build off a master layout kind of thing. Okay. Cool. All right, let's check this much in. Alrighty. Now these notes, and I'm not sure. I don't think we can reasonably do an enum, and I'm not sure we get much out of it. But I think we can do something, for sure. So right now I've got some. I think this thing is still screwed up on these notes. So let's make sure what A4 is 81, A5 93. Okay, then G5 is 91. All right, we did these two. D5, 86 to 98 is 12. Okay, that's plausible. So I think, well, all right. I think you're much, or sorry, coffee mug, Mighty Coffee Mug. You're definitely convincing me that I've got two pieces of information that are redundant, and that's making a problem. I'm still not convinced I would do an enum for something like this. I don't think it's going to buy me a lot. But I could see. What I'd like to do though is let's make this the part that goes away, and so you just put E6. I might benefit from having the octave as a number. When we NoteHD have some overloading. Yeah, I don't think we need to work with the note number per se. I mean, all that ever happens to this is like we do a mod 12 to get it in range of 0 through 12 or 0 to 11 and do it that way. So no, is that right? Yeah, I think we're kind of ignoring the notes and just treating that like a name. Maybe that's the mistake. Yeah, so you can get to the base note, so sort of the lowest octave note. So a C4 and a C5 are both Cs, and for most purposes that's all we care about. But name, I think name is just used for the display. And yeah. Right. Yeah, so I mean this thing is the interesting thing, but I don't think anybody references half steps. Let's make sure that's true. Yeah, it's only in here. Okay, so you absolutely we can get rid of this. Yeah. We can if we have the total half steps, we can convert it to the octave number, but I think we can also convert the octave number to the total half steps, right? So it's 12 times octave plus the base value. So and the other one is we have note name. Okay, so note name is not exactly a note. If I were doing a note, I would say the note would have the half steps, kind of like the NoteHD, that one is closer to a real note. This is note name. We're just worrying about the names of the notes and not their octave at all. For almost every place, what we're doing with them is saying, what are the notes of this chord? And we don't care what octave it is. We just know the notes. The positioning is determined by this tuning chart thing. I mean, the order of these is really just the order going down. So that seems right. Okay, so let's make it so. Well, I mean, one way would be I could leave the D in the string and almost like pass it to note name when I want to know about it. NoteHD. Yeah, so if I left it like D6, I could peel off the string and use the front half to get the note and the back half to get the octave. I think I'm not sure the right steps, but I think maybe the views should be using, I don't know. Well, okay, put it this way. What I'm suggesting is name is a string and octave is an int, is one possible way to do it. Okay, and that would be then I can get the bass, can ask the note name, could tell me that. Another way would be init with just name of string, and we parse out the octave and parse out the note name. Okay, and then from the note's name, we can go to note name and get the actual thing of it. Okay, I mean that almost sounds nicer. That sounds nicer to work with, but it puts a little more work on the constructor. But we don't care what the octave is. I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, well, the half steps, I mean, the number of half steps is kind of a domain thing. But it's a little weird because we're doing some zero-based stuff and music tends to start with 1. I would say it's because 0 was invented after this notation, so it has some limitations. All right, well, let's say if we had this, okay, I should be able to get to the half steps from that and make those private. And then you can get the name. That's fine. All right. Well, that should be pretty easy. So I don't know if we have any NoteHD. We do. Okay. Let's do this. So at test. Knows note from string, or maybe how about just a note constructs from string. Okay, and so let's just say expect NoteHD of C3 dot half steps is 0 and B3 half steps is 11. C, D, F, G, A, B. And the name doesn't matter, it's just it's got the octave in it. And there's not 10, so I can be a little messy with it. All right. Okay, so let half steps equals 0. Oh, whoops, just half steps equals 0. Self dot name equals name. Okay. Just to see a test fail. Well, half steps get used when you're going from the chord, like if it's C, E, G, we know that C is 0 half steps, E is 4, and G is 7. And we also add in Well, like on the dulcimer to figure out these notes, like we're taking the note from the bridge and adding in the offset from the pattern and the chord itself. Okay, so we do use it. That part we use. We use it enough that I almost think these bare integers are not so good. I think we would be a lot safer if we had a wrapper type that was just half steps and only knows the integer value like this. I think that may be a refactoring we tackle. It's a bit late in terms of it would have been good to do this a long time earlier, but I think it's too easy to get mixed up on, like, is that an index or is it the half steps or is it what, Okay, so he fails. Yeah. All right. So I think all I have to do, let's say, okay, self.name equals name is right, but let's name dot drop last. Okay. If I say self.halfsteps equals, I'm going to say note name of name dot drop last. Dot. Well, I called it position there. Where's note name? He's really a half steps. Let's name that. Okay. And so you can see here, if we add, where's add? Yeah, if we add that looks wrong to me. But if we add them, we have to take them mod 12. Okay, let me keep a note on this. I think we're just kind of in refactoring. Check note name dot plus. I think it's using need a different variable. Okay, and right now we're doing NoteHD string only, no constructor half steps derived. Okay. All right. So note name drop last dot half steps. Okay. And well, I don't know, that base. Yeah, I think something we did a rename or something. Yeah. Okay, but now this is, this is already going to be that. I don't think we need to do this base bit. I think we could just ask it for half steps. Okay, except drop last cannot convert element of type string.element array of character. Oh, I have to do a string wrap on this. Okay, so I'm dropping the octave. You need to see it on the board. You want to know this is G#4, but we don't need it for any of the other computations. Okay, so let's make sure this works. And let's pop over to a note name. Is there not one? Oh, there it is. No. That's So like a piano is 7 octaves is 84 plus a few more notes. That's about, I mean, 7 to 8 octaves covers a piano, a couple more octaves, but I think they just go up to 8 in MIDI. I mean, it's 128 notes, whatever that works out to. 10? It won't in this case, but it could. We're getting the note back from drop blast, so that should give us the everything but the last note, except for some problem here. What? Where are you? The replacement path doesn't exist. Duplicate values for key note name half steps 8. Duplicate values. Okay, what's 8? C sharp, D. C is 0, D is 2, E is 4, F is 5, G is 7, G sharp. Oh. Not this one, but on the note name. Oh, he was position. Okay, let me revert note name. Yeah, that was me just now, wasn't it? I would have liked some warning on that one. Wow. NoteHD. Was that what it was? Yeah, position. Okay. That's a fail in the refactoring tool to me. Whoa. It's funny, when I first learned about refactoring, I mean, it's a long time back now, but I used to be a compiler person. I worked at Digital years ago, and what impressed me about the first articles and stuff on refactoring was they really took a compiler language semantics approach. And, for a rename, the preconditions were, there's no name conflict and all this stuff. And apparently they've skipped that step. Okay. I don't know why that sometimes happens. It has run and said they passed, but it did that. All right. So we've added a new constructor. To NoteHD that only needs the string. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely make a new name for it. Okay. I think I want to push through on the hammer dulcimer side first, though. So now we have this. If you init with name, you still get the half steps and you still get the name. And I think people who are reading bass could read half steps. Yeah, I mean it's weird to. I mean, that seems like a fundamental error in their rename. That should have been checked. I mean, if you want refactorings you can trust, you have to enforce the semantics that say, you can't just change everything to the same name and have it not complain. All right, let's see who needs base, because I think now this is built into this. So anybody who calls base could just call half steps. So let's take those out. Selected symbol maybe. Okay. So these we'll call their half steps. Okay. And then I don't think that's being referenced now. If we have that, we don't need this. Oh, no. All right, what's the problem? Oh, yeah, that's right. He should only use the new constructor. And base note with an E and base note with an S. Call me skeptical, but all right. So I'll take this out because that was really testing base more than NoteHD. Right, that can go. Now these, I just have to find them and get rid of them. Okay, so this is nice from a transitioning point of view. Most of these are probably in that tuning chart. I don't think I have a good way to do that. Okay, let's see. Is it? What's the magic click? There it is. Oh, the fat ones get in my way. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little safer with this. Okay. Let's see who complains. Okay, and that I think we're done with. All right, now let's go to note pair. I'm going to default this to false, and I'm going to default this to nil. Yeah, that's definitely better. I don't know if I mean, it is embedding that knowledge that the octaves are not going to be, you know, 2 digits or omitted or anything, but I think that's okay for this application. I don't think that can be an issue. When you get up to octave 10 or 12, if you're trying to get that high, that's pretty up there. Might be some sort of piccolo organ or something, but okay. All right, so we added defaults for note pair, and now we'll go back and use them. Okay, so that second one is nil and defaulted, and that's defaulted. I almost wonder if I could get by without that. Will that work? Nope. Yeah. Extension of NoteHD with far power. Well, I think a pair of notes is different than a note, so I think it's, well, it's weird that, yeah, note pair isn't the best name. So this is really the representation of the note, the white marker, and the note. And so it's sort of a, I don't know. It is a pair of notes, but it's a pair of notes and a marker. um, and this, where we're saying it's a pair, I almost think that reads better. Well, no, this is the base notes. Okay, I think that's okay. And this defaults to false. I'm trying to adopt more of a default value kind of perspective. I mean, I've always done it sometimes, but I think pushing the tests to read with less stuff in them is a good thing. But I think, the way these note pairs get used, I think you almost should just pass in D#6, G#5, and make it form the notes. I mean, it needs the labels, so it needs the note. I mean, we do need the note eventually to do the chord marking and stuff. But yeah, that's nicer. Okay, that's the bulk of them. Yeah. What's down here? This one. Nil, nil, false. Okay, I think that's okay. All right, let's make sure that all runs. But maybe there's a way to make... I mean, part of it is we're using a constructor. Where is note pair? Let's run that too, just to be. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, good. All right, that all still looks okay. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I could make... Well, again, I can make this constructor. I don't think I'm left of string, right of string. Right, I mean, that would be okay. Or should they be string optional? But you can't tell. Let's make this. Well, if I do this, yeah, equals nil. Okay. Capital B. What's the name for these? This is convenience init? And I forget, am I supposed to call init? Is that legit? Oh, I got that inside. No, that's not it. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure why they have the word convenience even, other than, this kind of tells you this is the core one. But once r equals nil, go to. Oh, you're right. Okay. All right, so that should build then. And I think that lets me simplify a lot of my tests and descriptions. So we'll try that. Mostly tuning chart. Okay, so I should be able to get rid of this. Yeah, this is something I can read and validate. Stop it. I was just doing this. There it goes. No, he's not going to do it. Okay. I don't know. I think I'm just faster typing it. Expected comma separator. Oops. Hmm. Sorry. Optional as a map operator. Oh, I'll have to think on that one. Okay, let's see if that's the bulk of them. It's not all of them. Oh, we are getting down there, aren't we? The nil we can't do anything about. We got those. Nil. Okay. Let's see. So your suggestion on the map is... Are you saying this map to map something it? If I do right dot... I think you're saying this NoteHD $0, and the map takes care of the null case. Unfortunately, it's starring out all your typing. I don't know why. I see star parenthesis star IT parenthesis underscore colon. Let's see if it tells me what optional map does. Use the map with a closure that returns a non-optional value. This performs arithmetic on an optional. Okay, well, I guess that sounds like what we want. Let's make sure that's all right. But I think we can get rid of this guy if... The reason I had the one... I can't do string optional because then it won't know which one to call with nil nil. But... I bet we can get rid of it. Yeah. Somehow all the ads get through, but the stuff we want to see from you is not. Okay, I'm going to keep that trick in mind. I haven't used that, I don't think. All right, now these guys, there's only a handful left. All right, there's this. Well, I can... Yeah, let's just kind of pull that down. Left equals NoteHD of left. Right dot map of NoteHD. And has marker. Okay. Note pair nil. Nil nil false. Okay, I think I can just do the same thing on the other side, right? I almost could default it. As well, and just do a map of left. I think nobody needs that now. Note pair nil could be a static var empty. Yeah. Well, good. That's that, so that's not needed. That's gone. This one, I mean, I could just leave it as, empty. You don't give any pairs. This space, you're giving just the left side. That's reasonable. And then these just become empty as well. Note pair, it's got optional notes. But yeah, maybe that would be helpful to know. Okay. Now, am I going to mess anything up? Because... You know, I don't think I can do that. Because if I use the same entity, he's going to have the same UUID. And then if there's two different empty ones on the screen, they're going to get treated the same. So I think I can't do that like that. I could make one, not really. Well, I think it's unlikely to be needed, put it that way. But if they had just enough notes that the pattern was there, like you had two notes here, and then you could maybe have the empty one with the white marker, if that made sense ever. I mean, really, these are fixed distances apart. So it would only happen if you had two, like another note up here. Well, let's go to 1616. He might. Yeah, I could see that somebody might decide, if it was, say, 1716, they might want to put that extra marker up here on an empty one just to kind of show like the distance is the same. Okay, static var empty note pairs and knit. Yeah. It's an interesting way to do it. But I think I'm going to leave it as is. There's really only a couple places that generate those nils. And I think when you come in here and look and say, oh, they're just both nil, that'll be okay. Yeah, the only place it's used is, well, I just deleted what would tell me, didn't I? One of them was if the two bridges aren't the same size, we generate empty pairs. And the other is I guess the other was where we had that partial top of the bridge when it had a different note on top, and we put its own nil entry up there. So it is a little weird. Like I don't think it's going to be needed to have that with a true, but you could have it if you need it. You could just explicitly say it. So I don't think we're foregoing it. But yeah. Okay, but I'm good with what we have so far. I think from the tuning chart point of view, like this is very, very much more readable. Now, unfortunately, I can't delete this nil. Right? We already got a complaint about that, I think. Yeah. That's too bad. You think you could kind of infer that, knowing that true is not the string, but yeah, I think this is much, much, much more readable to me than having all those note pair, or NoteHD all over the place. This, I can almost just visually get those pairs directly. I don't have to kind of read around all the punctuation and stuff. So I'm liking it. Okay, so okay, well, oops, I see we've gone long, but that's okay. Yeah. So I think tomorrow, I think there's plenty more opportunity for some cleanup on things. I think this one's tolerable-ish, but we definitely made some false starts on the beginning of this. I got rid of some of the junk from that, but there may be more. So we'll at least look around tomorrow and probably do some refactoring. I did have a couple more functional things. I'm not sure we were thinking about whether there should be a horizontal index, multi-bridge layouts. I'm not going to worry about just yet. So I'll just take that one out completely. A badge for new, I don't know. Color of the back button. Somebody told me that on their phone, the back button was not really readable with the green and the brown or whatever. So, just remove the underscore in front of needs marker. Oh yeah. Oh, good point. Okay, I'm just gonna save that for tomorrow since we're already so late. But yeah, that's helpful. Yeah, if you've got defaults, why worry about it? Okay. Good to see you, Mighty Coffee Mug, and thanks for all the contributions today. And Mudshark, thanks as always. I'll be back tomorrow, 2 to 4:30 Eastern or 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. Have a good night. Bye-bye.